John Smith, head coach, Oklahoma State University. The video presentation today is going to be on the leg lace. We hit the leg lace in freestyle. What I've found is that the leg lace is, over the years I've come to understand, it's a very technical move, a lot of varieties, a lot of things that you have to feed off into on the leg lace. I'm going to try to cover most of that, if not all the leg lace tactics of when you go down on an opponent. One thing that we need to understand, if we're going to wrestle freestyle or coach freestyle, we really want to instill in our student athletes that we must have a turn. We must feel comfortable with a turn, whether it be a gut wrench, whether it be a leg lace, or whatever it may be. But we got to put time into it. Remember, most of the season we're doing collegiate, we're wrestling collegiate. Most of the time freestyle is a short period. And we tend to maybe drill the same way we do in collegiate. We got to make up for lost time when we wrestle freestyle. So we got to double whatever we're doing in drilling. So if I'm a leg lace guy, I'm going to be hitting 40, 50 leg laces every day at practice. So I develop that skill, develop the strength. Now, in this leg lace series that I'm going to show you, you're going to find that a lot of things that we do is when our opponent reacts to us. And it feeds us into a whole nother series of what we're trying to accomplish in getting the ankles laced and actually getting the exposure. The goal is getting the exposure and developing that power and understanding the different positions that you may be in, so you can develop the skill from that lace to be able to score points. So you freestyle wrestlers, as well as you freestyle coaches, I really believe you're going to take a lot from this tape. And I think you'll begin to understand real quickly that this is not a difficult move. It's just understanding all the series that go along with the leg lace. Take the time, watch it over and over, and I promise you, the quickest thing you can develop is that power and that skill power to be able to cross those ankles up and score those points. Today working with me is our national champion from 2008 at 133 pounds, Coleman Scott. He was a four-time All-American for Oklahoma State. Great young man. Enjoy this video. In my introduction, I said I'll be working with Coleman Scott. This is Coleman Scott, four-time All-American, national champion at 133 pounds. What's great about Coleman, and one of the more impressive things to being a four-time All-American, is that he never redshirted as well. Came straight from high school out of PA to Oklahoma State, and in his first year became an All-American, obviously winning his championship his senior year at 133 pounds. As I said before in the introduction to the leg lace, I love the technique. I would say across the world there's a lot of variations of way it's being used, which is very successful. The way I used it, I'm still seeing it used in the manner that I used it back from 1988, 87 through 92. I don't think the technique is outdated. You know, when you look at a high crotch, or you look to a single leg, you look 20 years ago, you look how they're being hit today, you see the technique has really evolved into a better way of performing it. I think the leg lace that I used from 87 through 92, and the variations and feeding off the leg lace into different situations in freestyle on top, you know, you still see it today. It's still very strong techniques, but there is a lot of ways of hitting the leg lace. I'm going to show you my way. I had a lot of success with it. Really helped me separate myself from the world. My leg lace helped me dominate athletes. Once I developed it, then I didn't just have to count on my takedowns to win, but I could also count on a turn. We need a turn. You want to wrestle freestyle, you want to be successful, you must develop confidence in some type of turn. Not that you're going to score every single match with a turn or every period with a turn, but somewhere you should be scoring pretty regularly with a turn. So with that, I'm going to go right into the leg lace and give you some of the details as well as some of the situations that you find yourself in. One of the things you want to focus on the leg lace is the pressure. We want to keep pressure constantly on our opponent. Okay? We don't want to deal, even if he's backing up into us, and that's one of the defenses to trying to defend, is pushing us out of that position. We must continue pressure. Even if he's backing, we're going to find ourselves in position to where we can score. Okay? Developing the power and the strength in your arms. It's a lot of lat pulls. If you do lat pulls, this is exactly what the leg lace is. It's building those lats and having the strength to pull those legs in. But at the same time, it becomes a real, very technical move because I'm driving with my shoulder forward to take some of that pressure off. And a little drill that I often did in helping me develop that power and endurance in my arms. Endurance is a key word with the leg lace. Is staying with the fight, staying with the fight. Your muscles may constantly be flexed and staying with the fight. So you must have some endurance in your arms to be able to do effective leg lace. So I'm going to cover one quick drill. All I'm going to do is drop my shoulder in, okay, into his butt. And all I want Coleman to do is pull his knees underneath him as he pushes up right here. And then all I'm going to do from here is pull him back under. Let's make a half turn, Coleman. And I'm going to do this 100 times, maybe 150 times, all at once. Just developing that pull. Now, when we grip these knees, I want my hands hidden. I don't want to be out here where it's easy for them to pick. Okay? So I want to develop where I'm really gripping over the top of that thigh here, okay, and hiding that hand. So all I'm going to do is push, he back, push. Pushing with my shoulder, pulling with my arms. He can go wider with his legs. Okay? Now, what I'm doing is I'm dropping my shoulder. This is very important right here, is that I'm rolling my shoulder under. Okay? If he's flat, okay, I'm going to roll my shoulder under here. Okay? And as I do that, I take my arm, okay, and I rotate it. Okay? And that's the way my arm's going to be on this side. I don't want my elbow, okay, in this position, my hand up above my elbow and doing it from here. Okay? I want to be here with this hand rolled under. And I'm controlling right above the knee. And I'm just gripping this knee. He pulls back, I'm pulling forward. Okay? Great little drill over and over again. Great conditioning drill at the end of practice. Hitting 100, 150 of these. You know, one after another. You're just building the technique, and obviously you're building the strength to be able to hit this move effectively. Okay, now with that, let's cover a couple of the laces. I take a guy down, he goes flat. You know, obviously guys are doing a lot of different things from the down position. Now some guys will throw their knees under their chest and they're fighting from here with one leg up. Some guys are fighting with two knees up. Spread your legs, okay? In this position here, okay? From any position we can attack this leg lace. So with that, we're going to just take him flat and cover just the simple technique of a leg lace. When I go down on my opponent to go score my leg lace or go control the knees, I'm going to roll my shoulder under here, and I'm going to tripod. I come off of my knees, okay, and I'm slipping my hand right underneath this knee and coming above the knee. Now remember, I'm reversed. This hand's reversed out, okay? So away from my head, so from here, I'm here, I pull the ankle up, okay? I trap it in this position, I start reaching. And as I'm reaching, I'm keeping these knees pinched together with this arm, the armpit, my leg, and of course I'm controlling this far leg above the knee with my hand. Okay? Now from here, I can't just go scoop, and the reason why we get in some trouble every now and then, and we go perpendicular, is because we can't get under this leg with this arm. So what I do is I take my knee and I drive it in right here, and I drive it to the lock. Now from here I take the hand to the joint of his knee and I've crisscrossed his ankles. Okay? Now, let's look at that again. I'm here. Okay? Instead of me going to sit down and try to get under this arm and a chance of losing these legs, okay, I do all the work with my knee. He's here, okay, I start to drive that knee in. See what I'm doing with my left knee? I'm driving that leg in to the lock. Now I can sit, okay, and the reason I got to sit is I got to bring my head up, okay, in order to make the turn. Now, I always say work first for the two-pointer. If everything loosens up, then you can roll. So from here, I'm going to pinch here, and I'm going to build up. I take this knee, free knee, and I get it even tighter. Okay? As I drive that top of that foot there to me, I got a better grip on this calf. Makes it tighter. From here, I push back towards the lock to be able to take this arm out from underneath the knee to plant. I plant, I come up here, a lot of things that we can do, and I score with my leg lace. Okay? So, again, a lot of little technical things in there that helps you stay in position, using the knee to drive the leg to you so you can lace it. Okay? Learning how to pull this arm out without loosening up the lock and losing the legs. Okay? But I'm driving into him to take this, to be able to roll this arm out, to plant on the mat so I can come up. Okay? So again, roll the shoulder above the knee, pull the leg up, drive it to my hip, lock it in. I lock it in by driving my hand through. Everything pinched down. From here, I'm reaching. Once I get to a point where I'm ready to lace, okay, I start to use my right knee to drive that ankle right to me. Just scooping it up, okay? Now I can sit. Once I get the ankles laced, now I can sit, okay? And the way I can get it a little tighter is I'll take it up a little bit deeper, drive this arm through, lock it back up. Now, from here, I got to be careful about just how I'm going to get raised up here. I'm going to drive over. I just rolled my hand out from the knee. Plant, okay? And now, if he's flat, okay, all I'm going to do is expose. Okay, I do have an option here, okay? If I want, from this position, I can roll. And if I roll, I want to drive this shoulder through. I want to take the free hand, which would be my right hand. I want to take it all the way through to the far knee. Okay, throwing that shoulder through. Okay, as I come out and over. Okay. All right. Simple, basic technique. Now, let's focus on the leg up high. Okay? He pulls the knee up. He goes flat. Here, it's a different scenario. My goal on this leg lace is making sure I bring his knees together. Okay? I am not going to lace this guy unless at some period in time in this process of trying to hit a leg lace, that I bring those knees together. Okay? So from here, now I always like to, what you need to develop is what's your strength. My strength is always going from right to left with the leg lace, meaning that I'm taking my head, from left to right. I'm taking my head to the left side of his body. Okay? Probably can count on one hand how many times I laced going from right to left, meaning putting my head on the right side of the body. So feel your power. What's your strength? What feels comfortable? Okay? They're probably not going to be both equal and you feel the power both ways. You're going to feel a dominant side. Okay? My dominant side is going left to right. And it's probably because I get to go control that lead leg, okay, with my power arm, what I feel is my strongest arm, my left hand, my left arm. So from here, he's pulled his knee up here, okay? How do we attack it? Now we can drop down and try to pull this all under, but this is a lot of power here. Not many people can do this. So what I'm going to do from here is if I go down, he goes flat and he's got a knee up. Put your hands out in front of you, right here. All I'm going to do is bring my knees together, okay? Come inside, and I'm going to straighten that leg. And now, what that allows me to do, okay, it allows me to drop my shoulder immediately underneath and get the fight from here. Now, likely, if you drive this far enough, he's going to switch hips, okay, in this position. And that's what sets you up. And as I'm doing that, as he's got a knee up, as I'm doing that, I'm digging this hand underneath. So when I dig this hand underneath, I want to be above this knee, okay? Because what you'll find is you must develop in the strength to control the far leg, the far knee when you're hitting the leg lace. You're going to find most of your troubles in people that are not successful with the leg lace, most of their problems is not on the side where their head is, it's on the opposite side. So you must develop this strength, the skill, and the technique to be able to control this leg, the leg that's away from our head, okay, on the opposite side. So again, he's pulled the knee up, I come in, I spread his legs with mine. So all I'm doing is this, right here. I spread them, okay? I drop. Notice my forearm up. How I pick this leg up is important. I don't try to scoop under here. If I try to raise up, I've lost my shoulder pressure. So I keep the shoulder in. I just take the forearm, lay it on the mat, and I start scooping that leg, driving this hand under, right here. And remember, on this leg, okay, what we're focused on, it's controlling below the knee. Okay, so I pull it right up to my thigh, and I'm right back into square one of our leg lace. Okay, so from here, going back, okay, scooping it with my knee, here, reverse, take the knee under, left knee, tighten it up, I'm here. Now, a little turn is this. As I start to come up, okay, and I want to go for multiple turn, I plant the hand behind me. Place it down, drop my head, and I hit just a little cartwheel in the air, okay? And it puts me right back in this position to go again, okay? Opposite leg's up, okay? Still want to attack this leg, okay? Here's where a lot of position that you get into, this is a very familiar position when we go attack the leg lace. Whatever side your head's on, right here, remember what I said. That opposite leg, the leg I'm trying to attack, the opposite of my head, okay, is always going to be a struggle if he starts to bring his knee up. And I never really felt comfortable to pull this leg under to be able to leg lace, okay? So if I see myself in this position, okay, I do the same thing. Okay, I separate him. Okay, he's got a lot of power with a bent knee if I'm attacking it. So the way I can offset some of that power that he has is I'm separating the legs with my knees. Now I drop and I go right back into my lace. Scoop, forearm on the mat, scooping that knee up on my thigh. Okay, I go back into position to be able to score. Okay. Come back. You'll notice in a lot of these techniques that I'm separating those legs, okay? I'm spreading his legs out, taking away his power. So again, he's pulled that knee up. I've come on top of him. As I separate those knees, I'm dropping this shoulder, okay? I'm dropping this shoulder. Now I'm scooping. Now, the reason I'm pinching these knees together is because I've already placed my hand above that knee, and I'm pulling it in. Does it take power? Sure. It takes more technique, strength, than so much physical power, okay? And we're helping ourselves by separating these legs, taking away some power, okay? Right here. Drop. Coming under. Right here. Scooping it. Same scenario. And we're back. We can roll if we want, okay? I just much rather see you go for the 2-point exposure when you get a tight leg lace, okay? So, we've worked the leg lace, the same leg lace with him square, with the knee up on the head side, and with the knee up away from the head side, okay? Now, we're going to get into a lot of different things that you may have It may get a little bit confusing, but just try to stay with me and remember the different scenarios that your opponent can put you in. Okay? Now, with the knee pulled up away from the head, which would be your right knee. Okay? Now, there's times that when you come in, he may be over the top of that knee. Raise your head up. You're in this position right here. Okay? And if you see that or you feel that, you come on top of him or you drop to the leg lace in this position. Remember, we can go ahead and separate those knees. Okay? And drop the shoulder and go right into our leg lace. Back up. Now what I'm going to cover is that scenario, but we've dropped on him. From the very start, the simple leg lace that I showed where he's got straight legs, I drop down on him, he pulls that knee up, I can't control it. He pulls it up. Now we're going to work some real technical stuff that I think you'll enjoy. So I drop down, he feels it, okay? He's pulled this leg up. I've lost this power here. This is a proper position. From here, I'm going to catch the ankle, okay? You see where my hand is. I'm going to drop this hand below the knee, okay? And I'm going to pull this ankle as much as I can to grip the foot. Now, look at the lock I've got. I'm below the knee, okay? So if he's trying to pull this leg higher, he's running right. My forearm is keeping him because I'm below the knee. If I'm above it, he pulls it, I'm going to lose it, okay? So from here, back down, Coleman. I drop down on the leg lace, he pulls his knee up, and I can't feel like I can pull this under. I immediately slide back, catch the ankle, okay? Now I dig the hand under the knee, and go to the shoelaces or the top of the toe. Get a good grip. Now, what I have here is I have that knee stuck in the mat. He can't slide it up anymore. So now I just start to use my body. I go back to the knee with my right hand, and I drive him forward. I drive him forward, straight down. Okay? Now I go right back into the same lace I've been working. Knee help, suck it, reassure it. Okay? And now we go score. Okay? So again, make a half turn the other way. So you'll look from this end. Okay? I drop down. He pulls the knee up. I get the leg loaded. Now I'm grabbing the heel so he can't slide it out. What I really don't want him to do is I don't want him to step up with that foot here. So I immediately go attack that ankle. I attack the ankle so he can't do it. Underneath the knee. Transfer the shoelaces to my hand. Go back to the top of the knee. Okay? Right here. Now I drive him forward. Right back into my position. All right? Now, one of the things with the lace that makes it real effective, regardless of what you're doing, is developing the quickness, the speed of lacing the legs. Okay? You know, remember, my arms are not as strong as this guy's legs. And if we sit there and we fought with this for 4, 5, 6 seconds, I'm going to find myself in trouble because I'm not going to be able to keep those legs together that long. That's why I want to work quickly. I want to learn when I'm at a lace and I have the lace, I go get it. I reach across, get it under, using my knees, using my body to make all this possible as well. So work on getting to the lace quick, moving your arms fast to secure the ankle lace, okay? We've covered where our opponent has pulled his knee straight up underneath his chest, okay? There's going to be times when you develop, especially in my wrestling, once I learned good shoulder pressure, I never fell into this because I always kept the guy on the mat. Every time he tried to pull his knees underneath, he couldn't. He couldn't get his knee back under his chest. And a lot of it was just because I drilled it a lot and had a lot of success with it and had a good feel for it. But what I did experience is them sliding back underneath. Okay? If they can't pull it underneath, they're just going to slide it on the mat underneath them. So we drop down on our opponent just like before. Remember, I'm always loading this leg up. As we drop down, I got good shoulder pressure. He's trying to back up into me.
okay? He can't back up into me. He feels it. He starts to pull his knee through. I catch the ankle strictly because it's comfortable to me, okay? This feels comfortable. From here, I knee tap. As I knee tap, I drive the shoulder, and I'm driving forward. Now, he's going to be crawling forward, or he's going to be in. I keep that knee tap there, block it over the top. I drive it, drive it. Now, once I know I've got him, I got to get this hand out to start the leg lace. Get the hand back out and back to the knee. I'm going right into my lace. Reassure it, back to the position. We're taking the turn. Okay? That's a knee tap. Now, a little different one many of you might not have seen, but love this technique, hit it towards the end of my career, and I'm even seeing it at times now. Actually saw it in the World Championships in 2007. We're going to hit, pulling the leg up. The guy, your same opponent, can't feel like he can drive back into me, Coleman. Okay, he can't drive back into me because I got good pressure. He slides the hips. Okay, go ahead, slide it. He slides the knee through here in this position. From here, I'm catching under, okay, in this position, not over. Before, I'm catching over, just gripping the heel, bringing this arm out and knee tapping. Now I'm catching under right here, and I'm pulling this foot above this knee. And from here, I'm pulling this arm out, and I'm going to sit right through, stick my knee through the hole right here. Okay? And now from this position, likely he's going to start to crawl forward, which they always do, and all I'm doing here is elevating this leg. I'm elevating to get the exposure. Okay? Back over. Coleman hadn't even seen this one. Okay, you're always learning. So, again, I'm down. Coleman slides the knee through. Right here, I catch it. Okay, if I catch it here, I come back and I re-grip. I may use my other hand. I re-grip. Right here. Pull it up. Slide through right here. Okay, now he feels, fight me a little bit, he feels helpless. And most of the time, they're going to crawl forward here. And now from this position, I raise my butt and hips up off the mat and elevate with the leg I've got hooked here, right here. Okay. Showing it one more time. I'm here, falls, pick it up. He slides through right here. I catch it. Now I can hook it if I want, and I got a leg lace. Sometimes you don't get that, okay, because he's bent his knee up here. Okay, and he's pulled it under. So I'm controlling the heel right underneath. Pulling the arm out, planting it so I can drive this knee under. And once I get here, I've got him. Okay, now it's a little tricky of what I'm doing. I'm not falling back and trying to elevate. All I'm doing is I'm raising my hips up and driving a little bit forward here to get that turn. There's the points. Okay. Ideally, we'd like to attack that leg lace and be able to do what we want to do. Keep his legs straight, pull him under, go and lace. So I'm showing you situations where my opponent has something to say about it. Pulling his knee back underneath, sliding it back under, pulling his right knee up, maybe pulling his left knee up, you know, and you might have to change. I might drop down on this leg, stay square. I may drop down on this leg and Coleman, boom, he drives that knee up, okay, in this position, okay? And I may need to readjust and remember what I said, separate the legs. I may readjust from right here and spread them back out to scoop it back up, okay? So your opponent may have something to do. You may be in the middle of the move, okay, but I'm going to show you probably, you know, 95%, if not every scenario that can exist when you drop down on that leg lace. I always like to finish it down on the mat, so keep that in mind. I wanted to keep those hips down, keep him buried down so we could get these leg laces turned. Now, sometimes, bottom line is you drop down, sometimes they're going to overpower you and drive you right up. I drop down, Coleman's going to pull those knees under, and I lose them right here. Just didn't have the power, or maybe just a strong guy. I immediately, a lot of times they'll come back and sit, especially if they know you have a good leg lace. This is the defense that really helps opponents be able to defend it, as long as you have the flexibility, okay? Now, once I feel that, go back down, Coleman. Once I hit here and I'm going to control it, and he just drives me right off of these legs here. All I'm going to do is come back under, okay, immediately. I'm going to stick both knees right in the middle, right here, okay? And all I do from here is start to separate. See how uncomfortable this is with him, okay? I start to separate. And as I separate, I go right into my lace, suck those legs in, going right back to the very first drill that I showed you, okay? This is the drill. This is where the power comes on. If I do this 100 times a day, I'm going to be able to do this in competition because I'm going to develop the technique, strength that it takes to lace. So I'm right back in, dropping that shoulder in, driving, using my forearms, okay, here, and I'm sucking those legs back in, going right back into my lace, okay? I often see this happen a lot, especially nowadays with some of the new techniques of hitting a leg lace, and good ones. I often see this, and I don't see a lot of people separating those ankles, separating those legs. So you feel the pressure here. I feel the pressure, him driving me off of this, okay? I feel this. I'm going to feel this. Go ahead and do it again. Let me go back down. I go, Coleman buries me up. He drives me in. Drop your head and chest, hands out, okay? You feel that, you're driving both those knees in. Right here, both of them going in, separating, okay? Right into it. Okay, hitting our lace. Once again, here's what it looks like. Ready? Coleman, let's go live. Okay. Coming off the takedown, go right into it. And that's what it looks like. Okay. We had scenarios with him flat, knees up, right knee up, left knee up, head side, away from the head side, pulling the knee under his chest, pulling the knee under to the far side, him blowing me off the mat, backing me up, okay, and me having to separate those legs, all right? If we lose a lace or we're struggling with a lace in practice, in competition, I'm going to tell you probably 9 out of 10 times your struggles come from controlling the leg, okay, that's away from the head. Meaning if I drop down here, I said I go left to right all the time, my struggles is always controlling this leg. He pulls it up, and a lot of it is that you just haven't developed the technique, strength, and you may never develop it. I don't know, okay? But I know that that's where most of the struggles happen, is the leg away from the side the head's on is always the problem leg, and that's the reason why we can't finish laces, okay? So with that, I'm going to show you a little different way of attacking this, but with the same leg lace in mind, okay? And I've had to use this often to get a lot of strong, short, stocky kids, athletes that I wrestled, that every time I dropped my head down, I'd lose that leg, and I had a hard time getting it, or I couldn't go back and scoop up the heel, the one we showed you, okay? I would attack this side of the body first. Knowing that I'm getting my head over there, I would get to this side of the body here, okay? Remember, I'm losing this ankle, okay? I'm losing this ankle, and I'm losing this knee away from my head. So I attack it, and all I do is spread my knees, or excuse me, I come over the top of the leg, of course it'd be his right leg, the side that I'm having a problem on, and I hook it. I reach up and I hook it, okay? Inside ankle, okay? I want to be able to drive with my right. From here, I drop my chest in, or excuse me, my shoulder in, okay? Right here, in this position. Now, some guys, I know that I've seen hook it with their outside leg. For me, I feel much comfortable with my inside. Okay? And I drop my head to this side of the body. And now he goes to pull that leg up. Everything stays the same here, okay? And I make sure that I use this forearm to pinch his knee in. And I do the same thing. Get a little bit wide. I got to have you trying to pull your right leg up, okay? So he's here. I'm having problems keeping this leg in control, okay, in this position, I straddle it, hook it, and I start driving to this ankle. Pull your right knee up, okay, can't pull it up because I've got it hooked, okay, go right into my lace. And that's all the time I need, really, to be able to lace. Okay, remember you can go outside ankle, okay, you can go outside ankle here, hooking the leg, all right. If he's got this knee pulled up, okay, in this position, I can hook it over here and drive to that opposite side, okay, hook and score, okay. Some stuff, this is a little bit, I'm going a little bit quick on it, but remember that if you're struggling, you don't necessarily always have to hook that leg. But if I'm struggling to always keep this leg in away from the head, remember, go attack it first. And you don't, like I said, you don't have to hook it. If Coleman's flat, he's got a knee up, okay, pull your right knee up, okay. If he's here, okay, and I still do a right to left ankle lace, and I'm going to stay with it, I'm going to go attack this leg on this side of the body. I don't want to put my head over here if I haven't got the power to pull these knees together with my right hand. Okay? So if he's down, okay, I'm going to go attack this side. I'm going to get a good deep waist, good deep reach on this leg so I can really use my forearm. And now I'm going to shift across and take it over to that leg. Okay? To lace it. So actually, now I'm going left to right, okay, but my head, going right to left, okay, but my head is on the left side, all right, okay, I'm just attacking it from here. Everything I've done before is get my head on this side and leg lace this way. Now I'm doing the same thing, putting my head on that side eventually, but I'm attacking the problem, okay? Make a half turn. Okay, he goes down, go flat, Coleman, okay? Pulling the right leg up, this is my problem area, okay? I don't feel strong enough with my shoulder over here. I'm going to go attack my leg that causes the problem. Sometimes I'll come in here, grab the ankle, reach up, getting this hand punched through here. Now, I go drive over to that side, okay? He's trying to pull that knee up. I got a better grip on it than I do when I've got my head on the left side and I've got my arm extended. I can't get it as deep as I want. Therefore, I lose a little bit of power. So remember this. This is very important. The problem, if I'm having a problem keeping those knees pinched because of the leg away from my head, I go attack that problem, okay? He goes flat, okay? Normally, I'd just do this, drop down, okay? He pulls his knee up. If I'm losing it and I can't get it, I'm losing that power in that position. Next time I go around, I'm going to attack it. He goes flat. He pulls that knee up, okay? Instead of me dropping my head over, I come over here. I get this arm deep. Now I got more power. Now I drive. I drop down and I drive that shoulder. I pinch my bicep right up against his leg here, okay, and get this shoulder back in the butt, and I drive over to this leg. And I lace. My head ended up on the left side. I still laced left to right. I just started on the right side. So I don't want to confuse you, all right, but a very effective way of attacking a problem, all right. Now, some variations off of this that you've got to be aware of. Come back. Okay, I showed you some situations. Now, a lot of times we drop down, the guy brings his ankles up into our armpit, okay, right here. He brings them up, and this causes people problems right here. All right, especially when you've got these legs pinched together. He feels that you've got him beat. He feels that he can't separate his knees, okay? Now, last resort is to try to drive it up so we can't crisscross, so we can't clear out to one side to be able to leg lace, all right? Make a half turn, feet towards him, okay? So here's the scenario. I've dropped down. I got good, strong legs. He throws those ankles up into my armpit, okay? I go down. He throws them up in my armpit. From here, okay, watch the technique, what I'm doing. I reach, and I reach to that far ankle, okay, right here. From this position, I walk away from it. I walk away from it, and all I do is push it down, Okay, now I come back and going right back into the same basic technique of the leg lace. Reassure it, up, and score. Okay. The lace or the legs, I've controlled them. This guy feels that panic. Okay, he feels that I'm getting ready to lace him. He throws those ankles up into my armpit. I'm here, right here. Okay, remember the free hand. I am reaching. Now, in this position, I don't want to be low. I want to take it up towards the ankle because it gives me a little bit more room. Obviously, ankle's smaller for me to be able to reach. I tripod, okay, and I'm reaching to the back of his heel. Put it in my armpit, Coleman. Okay, put it in my armpit right here. Now I start to shift away from it, okay, and that allows me to push that ankle down right here. Okay, now I start to step over, cross over, using my knee right back into the same technique that I've always done. Okay, secure it and score. Okay, this is definitely a feel move. Let me tell you this. For some reason, when he pulls his leg up, okay, that he doesn't have a lot of power going back down. It's not too tough for me to, keep your leg up, Coleman. It's not too tough right now for me to pull this down. And that's all I need, is just a little bit of a pull, okay? He doesn't have a lot of power going this way. Now, if it's bent way up here, it's going to be real tough. Squeeze, pull it to your butt. It gets tougher, okay? But the reason he can't take it all the way there is because I got arms in here. Okay, so it makes it tough. And that's why I pull these knees together so I can reach, okay, and get to that ankle. I got a good grip on, and I push it down. Never have I once, when I've got to this position that I can ever remember, and I've seen a lot of guys hit it, never have I once not seen a guy that couldn't push that leg down, because there's just not a lot of power in that leg. Not a lot of power. Okay, so it allows us to do that. Great situation. Situation you need to know. You're going to work the leg lace a lot, work this a lot. You fall into that where guys just are pinched in there, desperate, throwing those legs underneath, okay? Throwing them up into our armpits and trying to keep us from clearing out to be able to scoop, okay? And this is the only way. We got to clear it. Now, it's not the only way. One other way, it's a little bit more risky, which I've seen done several times. I'm here, he's come up, he's brought his leg up. And all I'm going to do is flip, okay? I'm going to raise one leg up, and as I throw it up, okay, I'm just jumping to the other side right here, clearing that ankle. So he throws it up in my armpit, right here, he's up. All I'm going to do is post the head, and I'm going to jump one foot at a time, right here. Get him back down to the mat, going right into my lace. Okay. Put in my armpit, Coleman. Again, here. Going right into my lace. Okay. I really like this technique when they put those arm or those ankles up into your armpits. If you're going to work the leg lace, like I said before, make sure we're drilling this too, because this is a situation that happens all the time. And really, it's simple skill. It looks like, how's he pushing that down? It's just simple skill. Make sure you reverse your hand, your palm facing towards his heel, and we're pushing it down as we're moving away from the leg, okay? Remember, he's here, and I go under. I'm pulling these knees together, okay? I'm pulling these knees together to bring that ankle possibly a little bit closer. So I'm here, put them in my armpits, Coleman. Here, I pull that knee in as I'm reaching. I'm up high on this ankle, and I'm reaching. Now I've got it gripped, okay? Now from here, I want to just kind of, maybe a little bit of half step, falling away from it so I can push it down. Maybe stepping your foot up to clear it and coming underneath. You know, a lot of little ways of doing something that you may feel that's an advantage. But be sure and understand that this is very effective. Now, a lot of times we can feed off of this into a lot of different areas when these ankles come up into my armpits. I think that most guys will tell you that
when they get stopped or where they don't have a lot of success with the leg lace is first when the opposite side of your head, that knee comes up. We lose that leg. Okay? We don't have the power to keep it in. We lose it. And when we covered that, we attack that side of the body to first, drive it over to our head side and lace. For me, it'd be back right to left. The other problem is this area. Guys will tell you they don't have success because they're having a problem with these ankles in their armpits, okay? So that particular technique, you got to feel it, you got to drill it. Some of you will get it, some of you may not, okay? This next technique, everybody should feel this. It's not a difficult technique, okay? It leads us into a trap, a leg trap that is very effective. So I drop down, he feels my pressure, ankle comes up, okay? Can't go lace, I can't reach. All I'm going to do is high leg. I'm going to high leg over this leg, okay? I'm going to pull my arm out, and I'm going to trap that ankle right to the body. That's very quick stuff now. I mean, in competition, that's got to happen fast, okay? So make a half turn, Coleman. Okay, so I'm here, all right? It goes up into my armpit. You feel it. I'm going to bring my feet together, step, okay? And I'm immediately from here getting my head up off the mat, maybe even plant this hand, and I'm going to pull this arm out and trap, okay? Now, make a half turn. When I trap here, my knees are up high, I'm grabbing the heel, and I'm running my forearm right along his foot. And all I do from this position to get this turn is all I do is control the far shoulder. It'd be my right hand, okay? I'm going to control the far shoulder so he doesn't push forward. And all I'm going to do is run my hips into him, and watch what I do with his knee. I raise that knee up off the mat. Right here. Okay? Again. Right here. Now, once I feel that, I'm going to slide underneath, hook to my ankle. Now I release and I start to, okay, flatten out. Let me show this. I start to torque, throw my head and chest up, put pressure, stay above him. Don't drop to your elbow. Start planting this hand and keep putting it out and get our exposure right here. Okay? It's tight, isn't it, Coleman? A little bit. Okay, so again, I'm here, comes up in my armpit, trap. Quickly. Okay? Now you're just like riding a bull. Okay? Which Coleman's not a bull. All right? Yeah, he is a bull. Okay? Here, controlling the heel, driving forward. Now, something that happens a lot of times, he'll pinch his knees together, okay? And I start to go and I can't pull it. Or he'll drop this hip. If he does that, I just take the heel, plant it, and I raise it up so I can get that ankle under. Right here. Lock it. Now I arch. Arch. Going through to the far shoulder. I can palm the head, rolling him under. Okay? Love that technique. Love that technique. Okay? Don't see it a lot anymore, but it's just a matter of quickness and speed of making that change off, high legging, pulling the arm up, and getting a grip. Okay? So once again, here, comes up, I got a high leg. I'm stepping high, planting the knee, my right knee, to the mat. I'm probably real close to his hip right now. Pulling this arm quick and trapping that ankle. He's going to be going forward now. He feels threatened. He starts to wrestle a little bit. Control him. I just controlled him. I'm pulling that knee up. Okay? Locking it in. Taking him over for the exposure. I hope you enjoyed that video. Like I said before, you know, and now you understand that it's not so much that we drop down on to hit this leg lace as it is what is the different positions my opponent's going to put me in to where I can still score. And I showed a lot of that today. So when you're drilling this leg lace, keep in mind, we don't want to just drop down and drill the traditional leg lace where we get no fight. We want a guy pulling his right knee up. We want a guy pulling his left leg up. We want a guy pulling the knee under his chest, sitting underneath, okay, backing up into us. So we can drill the different situations that we're going to fall into with the leg lace. Don't just do the simple leg lace. We need a series, and I showed you several different series where you're going to develop that power and that strength. That little technique I showed you, that little drill of pulling those knees underneath, him extending it out, pull them underneath. I can't tell you how important that can be, developing the technique strength that you need to be able to do the leg lace. You know, I'll be honest with you.